Welcome, friends. Welcome to today's Reconsider It live stream. Best live stream you're gonna see all day. And here on this live stream, you are gonna get a very exciting hour. A tinkering in the studio session, a completely unstructured hangout with some live looping, some vocals only live looping. We're bringing in the synth as well. Hydrasynth is making an appearance on this stream. It's called Tinkering in the Studio. My regulars know what it is. Speaking of my regulars, I see right now in the house, live with us in the chat, we got Warhawk. Also with us, we have got Doommonger. If you are new to the Reconsider It live stream, welcome! You made the right decision joining us. We want you here. Friends, right now we are in a warm-up phase. This is just a warm-up phase. A lot at this time is yet uncommitted, is yet undetermined. This is not the time to have preconceived notions. But we do have the foundation of a beat that I put together before the stream began. And right now in this warm-up phase, as we get the blood flowing, in this warm-up phase, I need to celebrate. I need to celebrate you. Thank you for being here. Whether you are joining us here live in the chat, or you are joining us live, but you are not in the chat, or you are joining us after the stream, watching on replay, however it is that you are joining us, thank you for being here. I'm going to celebrate you at this time in this way. I have got my drink. I am going to count up to 3. I am going to clink the screen. Oh, it's going to be so exciting. You are invited to join the rest of us who cheers along and celebrate our togetherfulness, but it all begins on 1. Whoa, that's really good. That was very impactful. 2. This is an excellent build-up because you already know where and when it's going, so you can join us right now on Blink. Cheers, my friends. Oh, that's good. Man. Please like this video. Your man Warheart is coming through right now in a chat with the Clinks, which is very nice, and I like and appreciate. By the way, for my musician friends who like to jam along, this one is tuned to the key of B. Beats per minute is 130.0. Man, it is not common that one of my beats is so cleanly divisible by 10, or even 5, with no decimal point after it. It does happen. I think it happened once or twice in the past couple weeks. But usually it's like, oh, it was 142.8. Or 83.6. That's usually the kind of beats per minute that I have. You made the right decision joining today. We got a very nice tinkering stream up on the menu. We're going to be hanging out with no particular structure at all, no agenda, not necessarily doing this or that with the beat. I'm not necessarily talking about any specific thing. I'm just going to be playing around on the loopsies. I might redo some of what's already here, but I'm also going to build up a little more. Also still got to bring in the synth a bit. What do we got here? So I'll be bringing in the synth as well here on the stream. Depending on the activity level in the chat, there may be a variable amount of talking that I do. Also, I might decide to bring up some things that I just want to talk about, and I'm going to take the lead on initiating some discussion. That might happen as well. We just don't know what's going to happen in a tinkering stream. It could also lean closer to like an unspoken stream where I don't do any talking at all. We just don't know where it's going to go over the next hour plus of awesome time that we are spending together. This is the kind of thing that you just look forward to. See, these two loops, these are the ones I'm talking about when I say I might re-record things. Listen to these. These are really similar sounding. When I have loops that are so similar sounding, I have to either drastically change how one of them sounds. That is to say, it's just like the voice, the tonality, its core essence. Or I have to like stagger them so they're complementary through time rather than occurring simultaneously. So I think I am going to re-record one of these. Which one should I re-record? Do I like this one as it is, or I like the other one as it is? I think I know which one. This one. I'm going to keep this one. And I'll re-record the other one. So let's see. I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm not sold that they are in their final state, but I think that was a step forward. See right now with us, we have got these Shack Valley. Welcome. I like the description of an accordion/flute. Getting caught up on the chat right now. And I see in the chats, we are fortunate. We are fortunate. We are fortunate to have your man, and your man Nick Destruct says he calls this one beneficial nematodes. I like the multi-syllable, two-word multi-syllable thing. It's good. With at least one of the words being like needlessly complicated. Beneficial is beneficial. 4 syllables that just means good. So that part's beneficial. That contributes to the awesomeness of that name. The fact that it's avoidably, let's say, like, erudite. And nematodes, because that also is not terribly obscure, but if you don't know what a nematode is, then it sounds kind of obscure. And you're like, oh, is that some kind of frog? I first learned about nematodes with that cartoon on Nickelodeon. That cartoon, Doug. You ever seen that show? There was a period, because that came out in the 90s. There was a period in the 90s when a lot of media seemed to be tuned directly to me. That show Doug came out, and the first thing that happened in the first episode was that he moved to a new town, and he was like 12 or 13 or something. And when that show came out was exactly the same thing was happening to me. I was also moving to a new town, and I was 12 or 13. So it resonated with me right away. And I was like, whoa, what is this show? Let me watch the show immediately. And I don't remember much about that show. He liked some girl named Patty Mayonnaise. And everybody liked Beats. And there was a rock band called The Beats. And there was something in that show about nematodes. Maybe a science experiment in one of the first couple episodes. I don't know, I'm guessing at that last part. I feel like there was a science experiment involving nematodes. That's why I first learned what nematodes were. From the cartoon Doug. So it is quite the honor for this song, for this beat to be named by the great Nick as beneficial nematodes. Not just nematodes, not just beneficial things, but beneficial nematodes. Pretty good. Gotta put in this like distorted, like doubling backness, tight echo. What is this? That's a delay. It's an ordinary delay. Set to 23 milliseconds. It's like a tight room. My regulars know that one of the things that I've been talking about on tinkering streams, on the 505 beat making streams, one of the things I've been talking about is how some of my buttons are, and the volume dial on the leftmost loop here, they're getting worn down and just old. And I mean, the thing is almost, it's something like 8.5, 9 years of use, including taking it back and forth to venues. And, you know, it was only the past few years that I had an actual case for it. Otherwise, it was transported by less than secure, that is to say, physically secure, stable means. So it's just old and damaged. But the reason I bring that up is I recently discovered a little bit more control. It's still not the 100% reliability that I need. But you see, I'm like pretty successfully. Oh, see, I didn't get it there. See how the drums don't come in all the way? The kicks here. They're all the way out, that's good. But if I let go, oh, okay, it's good that time. Touch it lightly. Oh, see? It's coming back in a little bit. Okay, there you go, see? If you look visually, this volume slider is all the way down still, but you could hear the kicks pretty clearly. So you may have heard me talking about that. Oh, it's getting quieter, and now it's getting louder. See how it's changing the volume? So that's one of the things that makes it like a functional problem. It's not just like a little annoying. Now if I try to bring the kicks all the way in, let's see, do they go all the way in? I'm going to try to bring them all the way in, according to a technique I've discovered. That's good. I'm going to let go. Still sounds good. I'll lightly tap it in different directions. Oh, see how it's cutting out a little? This one's a little more stable at the top, but sometimes it doesn't come in all the way. Anyway, so I gained a little more control over that recently. Little angles to hold things at. Nonetheless, I had another issue. Nick says that he also watched a lot of Nickelodeon. Really? Were you a Ren and Stimpy person? I liked Ren and Stimpy. I watched, probably every episode. When it was in the original couple of seasons in the 90s. Once they brought it back on MTV and they made it like an adult cartoon, I didn't see all of those. I saw some of them. Oh, what was it? There's some other show that same creator made that was pretty intense. I forget what it was. Nick says that he was indeed a Ren and Stimpy person. What else was there on Nickelodeon? There was a few. There was Rugrats. I watched Rugrats, but I wasn't... it seems like a lot of other people were more into that show than I was. I just kind of watched it because I think it was between Doug and Ren and Stimpy. I don't know. I might be making up that detail. There were some others that I don't know how much. Like there was Rocko's Modern Life. I saw some of that, but never really much of it. What's the? There was another one, Real Monsters. Again, I never really got into that one. There was a fourth one though that came out first, alongside Doug and Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy. There's a fourth one, I thought. Maybe not. I'm gonna join the chorus. I'm gonna join the NPC chorus of people who say things like, "Wow, looking back on Ren and Stimpy, I'm really surprised that they showed that to children." Yes, there is some weird stuff in Ren and Stimpy. Even the original few seasons, that before they started to get more like intense. Nick says, what about Cat Dog? I don't know if I've ever... I may have seen an episode of that. I think I may have one day when I was sick home from school. That's plausible. I don't want to rule that out. But I'm not familiar with Cat Dog, really. What about, was it Angry Beavers, question mark? Is that a thing? Am I making something up? I don't know if that's a thing. In any case, I forget why I brought all that up with Nickelodeon and Doug and such. Nematodes, I think that's probably all it was. It was just responding, Nick, to your very fun song name or beat name. Oh, another thing that I was building up to, though. This is just a bit of news announcement for my regulars. I said a moment ago that I gained some more control recently over the kick drum here. See, look how the kick didn't come all the way in. See how the kick's kind of quiet right now? You can hear it, but it's a little quiet. Yet the volume slider's all the way up. There you go. I had to touch it just a little bit, and now it's full volume. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. The reason I developed additional control is that I had to just record a couple takes of a new song that I'm going to release probably in just a day or two. I'm thinking about doing it on Monday for those who are with us in the live. For those of us who are joining after, this is being recorded on Saturday. So we're talking 2 days from now. I'm thinking on Monday, question mark. I'm not committing to that. I'm just considering that as the day I might release it. But it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I've been working on some rap recently. Things have been pretty intense and heavy and hectic over by me. And I've had a lot of drafts of rap start for a few bars and then crumple that piece of paper up, so to speak. I write it all on my computer, so I'm speaking metaphorically. Wrote half of a whole verse, crumple it up, throw it away. But 2 days ago, I got it. I wrote the whole thing in almost a single setting. That's exaggerated. It was over the course of a few hours. But over the course of a few hours while I was, multitasking, including that rap. And I think I finished it, question mark. I still got to do a couple more little spot checks. So that's coming out soon. The name of that one is... Role-Playing Catharsis. It has been very helpful. And the more that I reflect, the more helpful it has been. And the more helpful it continues to be. I really like it. I hope you can join us on Monday when it's released and share your feedback on my shortly forthcoming rap song, Role-Playing Catharsis. Shaq Valet confirms that we had Angry Beavers. Okay, good. So it was at least a thing. I also see Nick adds Rocco's Modern Life. I have seen some Rocco's Modern Life. I don't know if I've ever seen anything beyond a few episodes in the first season. I wasn't very knowledgeable about it. That's not one of the things that I absorbed like a sponge and adopted full encyclopedic knowledge. Nick also adds Arnold. Was that Hey Arnold? Is that what that one was? That's another one that I'm not sure I've seen anything of. Oh, what about okay, so if we pivot off of Nickelodeon and we go to other cartoons, what about Adult Swim? What about like Powerpuff Girls? Because I watched that. I definitely watched Powerpuff Girls. And I don't know if they were going to do some kind of movie of that or if that was not a thing. We can say Robot Chicken. I would be okay with discussions about Robot Chicken. I have seen plenty of it, but I don't think I've seen all of it. Oh man, Nick is going all the way back with this. All the way back to Nickelodeon, like, what was it? Well, I don't know what the time frame is. Is this like 80s that you're pulling out right now, Nick? He's talking about David the Gnome. It's like, whoa. Oh my goodness, David the Gnome. You know, I always think of that, even to this day, which is now, what, 30 to 40 years later? I still think of David the Gnome every time I pass, you know, I'm walking around the neighborhood or something, and I pass somebody and they have like a garden gnome as part of their lawn decorations. I'm always thinking of that show, David the Gnome. Even to this day, it's like, this is exactly what that cartoon was. It looks exactly like this thing you have in your yard. So that's fun that you bring that up. There was definitely a bunch of other things back there. What about like, what about You Can't Do That on Television? How about that? People getting slimed when they said, I don't know. I did not get slimed right there. That was awesome. I'm down with that. And it was green slime most of the time, but they had a couple gimmicky episodes where they had like blue slime and red slime, I think, if I recall correctly. And they had that chef Barf. Man, that show was... How to even describe that show? That also is... That's weird that they would show that to kids. What are you doing? What are you... I don't know. Am I alone in the opinion, or do I have a lot of good company in the opinion that if there's some kind of children's programming, it should be something that is like helps them learn something or helps them, you know, it could even be some kind of like exercise follow along, something that benefits the children who watch it. That's my opinion. But like, you can't do that on television. It's like, what is this? What are kids learning from that? Oh man. This is me howling at the moon. And like a night that's mostly clear, but maybe a scant cloud or two. A dark like blue, indigo, purple type of night sky. Black too. I'm howling into the endlessness regarding my opinion about how if we're gonna have any kind of programming that's prepared specifically for children, then it should not just be like silly, weird mindlessness. It should in some way direct them toward something, you know, that objectively benefits them in a healthy way, a healthy developmental manner. Shouting off into the moon here, howling into the moon, howling at the moon. Nick says he does something with synchrotron. What? What do you do? What do you do? Howl at him? Is that what you do? Follow-up from before. Nick has clarified when he said he does that a lot with synchrotron, and I was like, "What? What do you do? What do you do with synchrotron?" And he clarified the gnome thing. Oh, everybody says synchrotron is a gnome. If you don't know who we're talking about, synchrotron is like a drone ambient guitarist with, you know, not just guitarist, but like other drone ambient type of musician with also live guitar. And he does a stream every Saturday, at least every Saturday. And his page is really dope. You should go hang out at his page. But he does have a big beard and such, so people often refer to him as the gnome. And you think of David the Gnome is what, Nick, that's what you're saying? When you hang out with synchrotron, you remember David the Gnome from Nickelodeon? All right. I'm still not crazy about these layers here. I cross my arms defiantly. Not crazy about these. These other layers, the bass, and this one's a little loud. Let's turn some down. These work, I think. But these other ones they take up too much space. I'm gonna redo them. I don't know what they're gonna sound like, but let's do something. beat sounds really different now. I just replaced a couple of those layers. It sounds very, very different at this time. If you were to rewind the video to just 10 minutes ago, it sounds pretty different. I'm going to redo this other layer also. But this is a much more coherent, not cogent. I mean, maybe cogent, I don't know. But coherent, put together beat, I think. As before. As before. I am not claiming that this is in its final form. But alright, it's moving forward, I think. It's alright. I think if I were to redo it one more time, which I don't plan to right now, what I would redo about this is the rate of the tremolo relative to the way the drum beat is. I'm looking at the polyrhythm between this like shaker and the tremolo on this layer here. Especially if I throw a second tremolo on it. There's something there. Maybe I wouldn't change it. What about if I bring in this? Shaq Valet says, just yesterday I bought my first guitar with a whammy bar. And then maybe that's why this stream came up in my recommendations. Talking about tremolo and all that. Maybe. You know, I wish I had some sense of, I guess maybe some people do. I was going to say basically search engine optimization. I don't know what makes a video come up in someone's feed or not. I know there's tags you could use. I know there's certain keywords in your description and stuff like that. But nonetheless, there does seem to be a lot more at play. Presumably at this point, we have AI that's scraping the stream content itself and comparing it across whatever billion dimensions of vectors it uses to categorize and evaluate our content. If you know anything about at least large language models, how they develop billion-dimensional models in order to understand patterns in natural human speech and simulate understanding. Or is it simulation? Or is that actually what understanding really is? An ever-evolving in the direction of increasingly accurate, probability field, probability structure across countless dimensions. For what are we, if not but that? Nick says that search results or what have you may be based on random search terms without necessarily connecting to the content. Yeah, there's so much deep learning. I'm really not very knowledgeable about the topic. Along the way of deep learning, there's inaccuracies. Here's something that, for some people, this is obvious and you knew this. For other people, you're going to be like, what? So for some portion of you hearing this, this is going to suddenly shed new light on something that you've been experiencing for a long time but had never realized what it was. Oftentimes, when you do something online, that requires some kind of validation or verification, including if you're gonna, I don't know, buy something or whatever you're gonna do, you sometimes need to do one of those CAPTCHA things where they're like, all right, here's a photo divided into 9 squares. Click every square where there's someone with a motorcycle or something like this. And you're like, all right, this one and this one and this one. And then sometimes you have to do a second one. Did you know that that's you training AI? Did you know that? For some people hearing this, you're like, yeah, obviously, doesn't everybody know that? But for some of you, you'd be like, what? Yeah, it's not like it's validating against the right. It's not like a password where it's validating against the right answer. In some cases, it might do that. But what's happening is it's assuming that you are going to try to do your honest clicking of where the motorcycle is. And some of the time when you do one of those CAPTCHAs, some of the time it is indeed comparing you against other known responses that have been confirmed to be accurate. And it might reject your response and say, no, and make you actually put in the right answer, quote unquote. Sometimes that happens with those CAPTCHAs. But other times it's just training on what you tell it. And it's not necessarily validating against something. And you're just one of the people putting in input regarding where the motorcycle is. And that helps the AI to train itself and to develop its own its own probabilities regarding how to identify a motorcycle in a photo. So a lot of people think of AI as like hey, all of a sudden there's AI in the past, year, maybe 2 years, here in the summer of 2025 as we record this. Shout out to my people in the air, 4,178. So a lot of people here in the summer of 2025, a lot of people think of AI as pretty new. Oh yeah, it's been out for a couple of years maybe. But it goes back like 20 years. Like, you've been using AI on the internet for a long time. You've been training it. However many, hundreds of millions or billions, however many billions of people have been training AI for decades. Assuming good faith, but also knowing that there is some troll behavior in the training. Friends, this has been a very productive tinkering in the studio stream. Thank you for being here today. I'm going to celebrate you at this time by grabbing my drink. It's right here, I have it. This is going to be the world's fastest cheers moment. It goes like this. 1. Whoa, it's already happening, my friends. Can you believe it? 2. Oh, wow. Here it comes on. 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. Oh man, that's good. Oh boy, that's good. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Please share this video with a friend who would like it. Please leave a comment. Thank you for being here. Shout out to our new friend Shaq Valet on his way out. Toodaloo. Thank you for being here today with us. I see our regular Thomas has joined us right at the moment that we're closing out. We're closing out shop for the day. Probably you're gonna get another couple of minutes. The amount of time remaining on the stream is likely countable in triple digits of seconds. That's about the scale of time we're looking at. A couple of minutes. But Thomas, we're very happy to have you at any time. Friends, I hope to see you in the next live stream. My regulars know that we have a variety of types of streams on the menu, many flavors of live stream here on the Reconsider It live stream programming. Today we were in the lower right. We had a tinkering in the studio stream, which is completely unstructured. Looping, synthing, talking, redoing stuff. Who knows what's going to happen on tinkering in the studio. There's these other flavors as well. In the upper right, we hang out for an hour as I build a beat and I talk about the settings and the loopers so that if you're curious about the loopers, you can see how I do it. And I give you my thoughts about songwriting in general too. That's 505 beat making in the upper right. The upper left, we have got loops and chill. that looks like a put together performance, like I wrote some songs, but really it's all improvised. The beats and the arrangement, that's loops and chill. And then we got unspoken, which is loops plus a synthesizer, a lot like this stream, but no talking at all. Not one word on the mic for the whole stream. That's unspoken. Whatever it is, my friends. Whatever it is, the next stream that you join us, whenever that is. Until then, please, please, please have a very good rest of your day today. Please have a very excellent and amazing rest of your day today. Please let the rest of your day today break through in some walls. Let it be earth-shattering for you. Please let the rest of your day today bring you to new opportunities and new levels of chances to advance in the present moment. You get to know it when the flow is right beneath your feet. And today, my friends, take steps on that flow. Take steps in the very nice flow that moves you forward today. And I will see you in the next Reconsider It live stream.